And this time we have a Mercedes E300 plug-in hybrid. This is going to be an interesting. It doesn't drive, so we have to push it inside. And the problem is not on the combustion engine, is on this side. The problem is here. Let's see what it's all about. Are we ready? Yeah. It should drive. It drives if we push it. Just, how is it there? Yeah, go more. Yeah, turn. Let's go forward. Oh, this is low also. Hi, let's go forward. Yeah, indicates. Signal left as we park it. More. I see. Well, listen, half is fixed. The main task it was to get it inside, and with Alex we managed. The power steering.
Next year.
So, what's going on with this one? Let's see. What we know about it is that it has lots of error codes related to the battery. Abby was stuck in the in the 10 minutes behind. So we have lots of error codes. Stop vehicle shift to park, which we can shift. We have a malfunction. This is auxiliary battery malfunction. But the other light, the red light with the battery, now we also have low 12-volt battery, which we have to put in charge. But it looks like there is an issue on the hybrid system. And this is what we have to find out. This is why the Mercedes does not want to run at the moment. So let's get on with it. Hello from OGS Mechanics and OGS Mechanics Hybrid and EV. I'm George, and here in our workshop we fix cars. All types of cars, but mainly specializing in hybrids and EV vehicle like this. Stay close for interesting repairs translated in videos. So we put a 12-volt system to charge because the battery was low. But I get it that there were some warning lights on the dash that I haven't seen before.
Before showing the HEV battery temperature is very high, all inside is try to evacuate.
Try to evacuate. I haven't seen this message before. Do we have a screenshot of that?
No, it's suddenly it's come and it went off.
It's the temperature high.
Battery temperature high. But we try to use the hotel, there is battery, we cannot try.
Yeah. So, I mean, so there was a message on a dash saying that the high voltage temperature is high, evacuate the area. Which, yeah, I mean, is not very nice to see. So it kind of gets you panicky. But what we get is that it was an incorrect reading. We believe the temperature reading incorrect. Now we tried with an aftermarket tool, however we cannot get data out of the battery. Now we're trying with the dealer tool. This is the Xentry, and we are connected to the car to see what errors do we have. And which model did we have?
Battery.
Okay, so in the battery sensor. Okay, so this is where we have errors. Okay, let's get into this control unit. So this is the control unit that operates the high voltage battery and then the electric drive. So in here we should be able to run also a test based on the error codes that we have found. So There we go. Sense of a battery voltage of the hybrid high voltage has a short circuit to ground. Sensor A. Circuit A equalizing the cell voltage has a malfunction. Circuit B. Sensor B. Short circuit. So sensor A and sensor B has a short circuit to ground. The cell voltage of the are too low. All right. A voltage value of the high voltage battery is not available. It says also that the battery is discharged. So do we know any history? Has the car been stood? Do we know?
No idea.
The car was stood.
Was stood?
Yeah, almost for 6 months, I believe.
Was it?
Yeah.
What if the battery being
Drained.
discharged is triggering all the other error codes? And let's see actual values. Battery cells. Okay, signal not available. Total signal implausible. So we don't see any data about the battery.
No.
Okay, what else? Isolation. Signal not available. So nothing is really available.
You cannot read any data from the BMS.
Oh, we do one. We have temperature. And temperature. Number of temperature sensor with the maximum temperature. Okay, 9 and 12. Okay, so we have how many? 12 temperature sensors, and they all reading. Okay. Start to find contactors. Obviously, contactors, they should be open. So a test plan on these error codes, it says the control unit possible cause control battery management control unit is defective. An internal component of the component high voltage battery is defective. Okay, so we have some sensors inside the battery, and we have the battery control unit. So obviously we don't know where does it start, but we know we don't get data out of the battery control unit. So it could be the module, it could be the wiring. Now, can we get parts for this battery? No. So if you are by the dealer protocol, we need to replace the battery.
Full battery pack.
Well, we'd like not to do that and keep the cost down. Do you agree on that, Harry?
No.
We don't agree. So Harry doesn't agree with me. And this is not the first, I'm telling you. We always try to keep the cost down. Why don't you say that?
Yeah, I was trying to say that, but you are saying it over.
42%. We are doing another car over there, which is a Polestar. A very interesting videos. I'm not sure. Now when you're watching this, have a look for that Polestar. That's guaranteed interesting. But so in here to our components, let's see what we have. Okay. So yeah, this is the battery perform. You know what? Why don't we reset error codes? Try to see if there's a software update available, because many times a software update can do wonders. Has been erased. Successful. Is it? Let's see if there's an update available. But following the test plan of the Mercedes, it says the unit, the problem, it could be triggered by the either battery control unit or the wiring. But in the same time, we could have discharged battery.
Okay. The vehicle is stand for 6 months or 7 months. There is how it stands with the wiring.
Well, that's what I also think. Maybe it dropped so much.
That way is corrupted the data from the BMS.
Well, let's see if there's an update available. As a process of software update, it goes through several control units. It has not informed yet whether there is an update available, because what it does a comparison with the software version that it reads from the control unit versus what is on the server, and then it will say if a newer version of software is available. So we got to this stage where it says that no newer software was available. So therefore, there's not much that we can do in this respect. In this situation, we are only left with one option: really take the battery out, take it apart. First of all, check the voltage on the battery, see whether is indeed discharged. Try to measure at a cell level, because at this moment in time, with the tools, we cannot access the data from the battery. We cannot. It's either that the battery control unit is defective, or it's something wrong with the data from the battery. And the only way to find out is to take the battery out, and we'll take it. It's very interesting. It has done some initialization. Not sure whether it has changed anything. We're gonna find out shortly. Procedure completed. However, I don't think we're gonna be in any different position. Exactly same error codes. That being said, we need to access the high voltage battery. Being a plug-in hybrid, the battery on this Mercedes is located in the boot. We already stripped a bit. We made a bit of access. It's going to be quite a heavy item, and the plan is to lift it, pull it out, and strip it. We want to have a word with the battery. Lal, think there wasn't any software update available, so we have to take the battery out. Yeah, we really want to see the stats out of it. It's very interesting. Yeah, so this is how we get it with Auto. We get temperature data, so we do communicate with BMS, and we have a total voltage of 800 volts. But remember, we had this in the past. When the battery was discharged, it goes into a default. Yes. This is definitely not going to be easy, taking in consideration the position. In a way, the way that it's positioned, it's a good access to all the cables and the cooling side. Pulling it out is going to be a bit of a task, isn't it? So we're going to prepare taking out, disconnect the 12-volt battery, get it in position to take it out.
Yeah.
Yes. This battery is far from one of the easiest one to come out. No, I think if we can lift this side up, no, this side up. I don't see how. A bit more up? Yeah, that's fine, that's fine. Cool. Do we have a crane table? So this is the battery, how it looks like, and where it's positioned makes it very, very hard to be pulled out. I think we have to strap it differently when we're gonna put it in. But for now, let's see what we're gonna find inside. We're gonna put it on our table and take it into the other workshop. We now transfer the battery in the workshop where we do only batteries. So we prefer taking the cover off, and we also like to get connected to the control unit on the bench. Will be interesting if we can. So far, any luck? Not yet. Not yet. We still have to look into it, but let's have a peek under the cover. Let's see what is inside, Lal. we haven't stripped, we've stripped the Mercedes battery, but not this model, wasn't it?
This first time.
This first
Before
time.
we have one, we just remove only the BMS
And you know what we love about this battery?
silicone.
No silicone. It has a gasket. So we have some sort of silicone, but it's easy to go out. This is a joy. When you have to cut the silicone, as it is on, for instance, this battery. This is a Nissan Leaf battery.
This one silicone.
62 kilowatts. Huh?
Silicone,
Well, it's still a silicone.
but it's not too tight.
No, man, and this type of silicone is amazing. Easy. Okay, so let's see what we have in here. Do we have stats about this battery?
Last time we tried to use the OBD port to scan that one. It's showing default reading.
No, I know, no, but what it should have? How many cells and the total
It's
voltage?
96, 364. Total voltage 364.
364.
Yeah.
My God.
It's mentioned here.
Is it? $16 kilowatts. Where's the voltage?
Here.
Okay.
365.
365. 123 kilo. 123 kilo for such a small battery.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So 365. Oh my God. It is. It's pretty heavy for such a small battery. Now,
The total 98 cell.
see if you do amps times voltage, it should give you the watts.
What is directly written here?
How much?
13.5 kilowatt hour.
13 point.
But this is mentioned on watt hour. We can
Yeah.
divide by
Okay,
1000.
so times 3, so it says about 40 miles?
Yeah.
Sounds a lot. No, if it's 13 kilowatts hour, it'll be about 39.
30.
Wow, it's impressive for such a small battery. But again, this is just relative, because currently it doesn't do any miles. So what we have here? We have here the section with the safety box. What is different on this battery is that we don't get to see the cells, and it's all riveted.
Safety.
Huh? Safety, man. Look, all welded. So if we get to the cell level, we cannot really. Well, it seems like it.
Full pack replacement.
Huh?
Only the replacement full pack.
Yeah. Well, it's probably. I mean, you can't get to the cell level easily. So we know the battery control unit is there, and the safety box is here. I think those will be the connection where we can get a reading from the battery, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's do so. Oh my God. Oh my God. 116. Wow.
116.
Is a very low reading of the battery. No wonder, obviously, we don't read anything.
1.1 per cell. 1.18.
We are just running into a big problem. Is discharge below the limit? We've analyzing a bit of situation and really want to try something in here. Whether it pays off or not, we'll have to see. Still want to connect, and at the moment we're not managing connecting to the battery because of other monitors, and we want to try something. Considering the battery is very unused in a way because the vehicle doesn't have lots of miles. It is a bit old, but it doesn't have a lot of miles. So we're not really certain at this stage whether anything can be done, but we want to try something. Let's see if we are going to succeed. So this is very important to see stats about the battery, but this was our problem all along. We couldn't see. Look, we see the total voltage. We don't see the cell voltages. We see the temperature, but we don't see voltages. And here's the interesting fact why we don't see that. What we plan is to slow charge the battery. Although we are at a level which is way below 2.4, but we're going to apply a slow charge, and we're going to monitor the temperature, because temperature is very essential on a situation like this, and see exactly whether we can revive this battery. It's not on zero. Well, it's not on zero. Did we had any voltages? We had actually saying that early on we managed to connect to it, and it's showing 1.1, and obviously this kind ties up with what we measure on it. We need to get access to the terminals to put it on charge, so this is going to be quite a fiddly job. We don't want to take all the modules out. We only get access to the modules.
We can remove this fuse, and one connection is positive is coming here.
Perfect.
We can connect the negative here.
Sounds good.
No need to.
Yeah, no, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me. So we're gonna do it with a minimal.
Just remove the fuse only.
Yeah, just remove the fuse, and then in here we have a current sensor. Will we be able to revive? Again, by the book, this should not be done. Don't try this at home. So, is it a safe thing? By the book is not, should be tried. Now, we're gonna carefully monitor what is happening with the battery. The good thing is that they're not on zero. If you'll be on zero, there's a possibility. So again, we don't have reading now, but we managed to connect once. And what I suspect is that because it was so low on the voltage, that's why it doesn't read. But I managed to read voltages of all the cells, and that's why I'm comfortable, well, in a way, trying this. Let's see. So let's set this up. Yes, it's going to be a bit. We are connected. Huh? 150, please. So we want to charge this in stages. Look at that, how quick it goes. Huh? Yeah, I did expect that, because initially it goes very low, very quick, it goes high. And there we go, we start getting stats, Brilliant. So we start getting stats, 100 millivolts, so hold on, this is where I'm interested to see, 1.8, and across the board, perfect. We start getting stats, so the battery comes alive, temperatures are all fine. Yeah, brilliant. Okay, that's good. What we don't have here is still on default on 819, but this is my main concern. So we start getting stats about the battery, temperature, and voltages. Perfect. 199. Okay, that's fine. Raise it to huh? Yeah, put 225. Unless the batteries are very bad, it's gonna keep on rapid. But as we getting to reach the nominal value, it will not charge that. But the more we go, the more balanced the battery becomes. So we've got a 60, and we managed to get all across voltages on 2.2. And then look at the balance. It keeps on balancing the battery. So good. Where are we? Yeah. Okay. Go 250, please. Already starts seeing that this is going slower. So that's a good indication. See, it doesn't. That's a good indication. Again, nothing guaranteed. Monitoring temperature. I'm okay with the temperature. We are reaching the 2.4 benchmark where the battery is within the range of being worked with. So the critical was the 1.1 to 2.4. Anyway, what this, it doesn't necessarily gives us the confidence that the battery is going to be fine, because it could be that once you're going to charge it, it's going to discharge. What I can also see good is that the more we're increasing the voltage, the slower it charges, which it might be a good sign for the battery that it might still. And look, it becomes even more balanced, so we're coming to 20 millivolts. So what was the initially one? 100? Was over 100? Or? When we had balance?
140.
140. We had 140, which is also normal, because we see that the more discharged the battery is, the more unbalanced, the more it gets charged. So we are on 2.4. We have to keep on monitoring. So our target, what is now 250? 250. So far, it looks all right. We might be able to revive the battery. Fast forward, after several hours and very slow charge, the battery looks totally different. So it's still well balanced, the temperature is being kept fine, and we actually have 56% state of charge. It's interesting why it doesn't read yet the total voltage, but we'll see. Maybe after we're going to connect
the fuse.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really make sense.
It's totally, because BMS only reading the total voltage.
It should make the total. Anyway, not really a concern that this value is not right, because it might just be a glitch in all the operation. But the battery now is charged. Obviously, remains the question: is the battery in good condition? Will it discharge? And all those tests, we have to do them while the battery is going to be on the car. But for now, we have charge on it, and we can put everything back together and put it on the car and see from there. So it's still a question mark. We obviously managed to make some progress in a way that we've got it charging, but we have to see whether this battery is recovered, or there's an issue with it while it's running, it's going to discharge, or while it's stationary. So we're only going to need to see. So at this moment in time, we are ready to take things apart. Yeah. Oh, there you go. So we also have voltage reading now, 380. That's exactly what we read. With the multimeter, we have state of charge. Interestingly, it's the 98 state of health. So prior to this incident, what this figure tells us, the battery was operating very good, was balanced, because otherwise that figure, it would have been low. It could be an indication the battery is good condition, but how much was affected by the fact that it's been stood? Question mark. And now to the other difficult task, to put this big and heavy thing in the boot of the Mercedes. Let's go. We're gonna need a bit of help, Harry. Beautiful. Sweet. Perfect. You know where I still see a potential problem. When errors like this are triggered in the control units, they might not reset. So there's a big possibility that although we charge the battery, we're going to have error that we can't clear, and because of that it's not going to run. I haven't found a lot of information about this, but you've seen the error code was saying the control unit is defective.
Maybe the BMS.
Yeah, so we could easily be in that situation. So let's connect the minimum, because we have to make sure, because this battery might have to come out again.
Okay.
We still have malfunction on the dash and 0 miles. See, this is our problem. The cell voltages are too low. So this will be an error code that is going to be stored permanently. So although we have now charged the battery, the data has been stored and it puts the battery like in a safe mode. And that it would not reset. We've cleared all the error codes, and the only thing that we are left is the cell voltages of the hybrid voltage battery are low. And we know now it's not the case. And we managed to clear all the other error codes. So will this error go if we put a car in sleep? I think there's only one way to find out. Lal, can you close the bonnet latches? You know what? I've also disconnected. So, it says device this. Okay. Did you close the latches? Okay. We haven't really left it to get in sleep mode. Let's see if we get anything out of it. Red straight away. Yeah, obviously it's expected that. Whatever we have tried performing the resetting procedure as per the eccentric, the dealer tool, has not worked. We left the car to resume the sleep mode, hoping that it will reset. So basically following the instruction from the manufacturing diagnostic tool. However, the error would not clear. And as it stands, the process, following the process into the tool, it's saying that a high voltage battery has to be replaced. However, we want to avoid that by all means. And that being the situation, the next step that we can try is to get the battery control unit out and get to the memory read, and hopefully we can find a file or we can find a way to reset. This is going to be quite complicated. We are not sure whether files are available for this particular one. So where we are at the moment, back to the high voltage battery. Now this time we have not taken out, so we are working on it. Careful in the boot, as it will be quite difficult. And here is the battery control module that we are taking out. So we're not far off taking it out, and probably this will be another job for Car Key Solutions in Watford. Hopefully they can help us this time again. It's getting more difficult than we initially thought, so another hurdle to overcome. Let's see how we're getting on. Whatever we have tried, which avenue have tried, we could not locate a file for this battery control unit. And the only option at this stage would have been, so the problem is Mercedes, this is the unit. So Mercedes won't sell this separate. But even more important is that we don't really need to replace the unit, because the unit is not faulty. What it is, within the software, within a certain part of the memory has triggered an error code which cannot be cleared. So now the battery is fine. However, because that error is present, there's not much we can do, and we couldn't find. So literally, it's just software. We cannot find a way to locate the software from anywhere. So theoretically, we have to replace the control unit, which only comes with a battery. That's going to be quite high cost, and to be honest, unnecessarily. So we have resort to another avenue. Let me show you. We brought here another Mercedes. So hopefully, at the end of it, we're gonna have two running cars. So our plan is to take this car apart, which is running, is exactly the same Mercedes, same plug-in hybrid, take the battery control unit off, read the data, and then kind of combine the data. We want to eliminate the section that has an error code. So it's quite an interesting procedure that we are going to do. Hopefully by the end of it, we're not going to have two not running Mercedes, and we're gonna have two running Mercedes. So we're gonna put it on the ramp, we start stripping it, and hopefully our plan is going to work. Let's see. This Mercedes, it runs absolutely fine. Look, the red is there, all very good. So exactly what we want from ours one. So we're gonna first of all scan the car and then take the covers apart. We're not gonna take the full battery out. We're only gonna take the cover to reach the module, and then we're taking and afterwards, with the help of car key solutions, we want to run this procedure of reading the data and combine, because they're going to be data specific to the car. So it's quite an interesting thing that we are going to try now. Let's hope we're going to succeed, but at least we have something. Failing that, we have to go for a battery, which I like to avoid by all means, because it's unnecessarily cost. At this stage, there's no hardware issue, no equipment, it's just software, and this is our challenge. Let's see. We already start stripping in the boot to access the battery, but before we have to make sure the reading of the high voltage battery are okay and we have no error code, which is the case. Live data reading correctly, so minimum and maximum, so we know the cells are all within range, and it is because obviously the electric mode is running fine, so the data in the battery looks good. Let's see if our plan is going to work. So this moment we can turn it off and start removing the lead, get to the control unit. First part of the process is done. So we read the data out of the working car. Now we're going to put the module back. Hopefully we'll still operate. It's quite a fiddly job. I'm going to show a bit of data later on. Now the plan is to get this car going because it's a car that is in constant use. As for the file that we need to prepare for our car, is going to take a bit longer. So we're going to install it back. Hopefully this Mercedes still runs, and then we'll focus on our car. Hopefully with the data that we read, we manage to work some magic. Let's see. So Florin has already read the data of the working unit, and now we have the module from our car. Here is the cover, because inside there's no module. So Florin has already taken apart the board, which is now on the bench. Now it's a very interesting thing what he does. He has to connect on different places to read the data from the module, and then this is going to be quite interesting. So basically he's going to connect the file, so he needs to find few lines that obviously in ours one they have a wrong data, and he has to make a good file to put it back on our module, and hopefully when we're going to back on the car, we're going to put it back on the car, we're going to have no errors, and then we're going to have engine running and ready coming on. So quite an interesting thing that Florin is doing now. It's going to be it's going to take a bit. Hopefully it's going to show us something when we have the data read. And while we are here, while Florin is doing all this interesting work, in between I managed to have a word with Florin, which is the manager of Car Key Solutions, and managed to agree for all our viewers a 10% discount for all the services that Car Key Solutions provide, like car keys, vehicle security, ghost immobilizer, alarm tracker. So another reason to follow Car Key Solutions, write this number down on the screen and contact them with the OGS10 discount code, and you'll be able to have the savings from us using Car Key Solutions. That's good, isn't it? So another reason, another good reason that we came here today in Car Key Solutions, and hopefully this module is gonna be fixed, but it's quite interesting. So it's got to a stage to read the third part. Apparently is quite a comprehensive thing that he has to do there. It's not just one component, there's just one little chip to be read. Have a look how it looks. So interesting, isn't it? Every time it clicks. So apparently it has to read the data from 3 different places to be able to do this reset. Interesting, isn't it? So what is happening now, part of the data has already been converted to what it is. It's writing the chip, and then if everything goes fine, we should have a message here confirming that the data is okay. If it's red, if it's going to be a message in red, it's going to be an error. So 51% shortly is going to finish. One of the memory that is being written is going to finish. So we are very close. So quite interesting. So look, this is the data out of the chip, and there were a few lines that Florin had to modify when he wrote back the data in order to clear that error code triggered by the low voltage battery. How interesting is that? Please leave me a comment, because to me it really is interesting. And then to be able to locate that certain section, because this is, have a look in here how long it is. Look how much data. So see how much data it is. I'll show you in a minute after this is finished. So still okay, now it's verifying the data. Hopefully it's gonna return an OK message saying that the procedure has been completed successful. So let's see, it took a bit this process of chip data verification. Let's see what the message is going to be. So procedure has finished, and then have a look this information here for the line 770, chip data verification succeed, which means the data has been successfully written without errors. So in theory, this module is now recovered error-free to put it on a car, and hopefully we'll start our Mercedes. So we just have to take the things apart. Now, while we have it connected, have a look under the mic where exactly we have to connect in order to get the data. So it was on both sides, so I had to connect it on both sides to read the data out of it. Is this interesting or not? I'm really excited about this this particular repair, because we've done it a bit differently, and we show more in-depth technical things. So we get to the bottom inside the control unit to read data. In a way, it's a simple thing, because a bit of data, battery went down and it's stored in the software, this error code, which cannot be clear other than this. And failing this, we had to replace the control unit. What a waste, isn't it? Let's see. Now we have to disconnect, and we are ready to go to the workshop. So had the word a bit with Florin before he dismantled everything. So here it gets very, very interesting, because we have the data. Now, what we have here, the data from a file that we modified, and here is the data that it was prior to the file being modified. Now, have a look in here. Here is the problem. So those sections, you see in here, we have information. In here, we don't. So that's how we look the file from faulty battery. Now, interesting, so it was just a simple thing where the voltage has dropped down. And what it seems had happened in the EEPROM, in the data of the control unit, it kind of erased some lines of the software, see? And there are many similar situations. Let's have a look. So see in here again, data. So all those commas and characters means data. And in here, it's only Y, no data. It's being wiped out. Is it interesting? Am I just getting excited just myself, or you also find it interesting? Because to me, is really is amazing. Anyway, so it was quite a tedious job to put the files together and understand where we have to add data. But theoretically, the module is now up and running. Now we're gonna take it off, take the wiring off, put it together, and go to the workshop and put it on the car.
Just try and see.
So that should be it. Thank you very much, Florian. I'll ring you, or I'll come in here with the Mercedes if you have time, but I'll ring you when it starts, yeah?
It's okay.
I will see you next time, sir. A pleasure. I've got news for Lal, so let's go and see if we can get the Mercedes running. Now we have a file in this control unit which in theory should get the Mercedes running. If that's the case, it is massive breakthrough, because we've been waiting a few weeks, isn't it? We've been more than a month searching around for information that we hopefully have read from this car that came in today in order to fix this. I'll be so pleased if this worked, and in theory it should, but we'll never know until we see. Yeah, warning light still on, but it could be because it might have triggered some error codes. We are now scanning the whole car. Have we made progress or not? We have loads of error codes, but all of them stored. So nothing active, which, if we're gonna clear this,
No fault.
no. Warning light still on, but we might need to cycle the ignition. It's either going to return another error or we're gonna have ready. Huh? Woo! Yes! Ready! Oh yes, baby. Check if it's no error codes. Yes. So the trick has worked. Woo! That's so good, man. That's such a nice feeling, isn't it? Oh my god. So this ready hasn't been on for more than 6 months. Just in the BMS. And the engine also started. That's good. BMS. Green.
Great, no fault.
Lovely. We've done it. Oh my god. So we got a solution for this that we're trying to get it for quite a lot of time. That's amazing. So Florian Car Key Solutions, tip top. Now, obviously we have to understand the battery condition, and it's so good, such a nice feeling. End of the day. So know what we're gonna do? Let's check the charger. Let's see. We're waiting for a green. I heard the contactors. Yeah, so this. No, on this one is green when it's fully charged, is it? Oh no, green when it's charging. And when it's fully charged is solid, isn't it? Green solid.
Green solid.
Yeah. This also works. the car was on charge. The battery is now full. And we also have the right stats on the dash. It shows fully charged and you should do about 27 miles on a full battery. We'll have to see that. All looks pretty good, well balanced. We have to see whether we can get close to that range. It means the battery is in good condition. Everything is now installed back in the boot. The battery cover everything, and it's now the time that we finally take the Mercedes in a drive test. After so long, it's gonna drive on its own. Let's go to see how many miles we can get out of this battery. Bear in mind, it's a wet day here in London. We might need to use the wipers and probably the heating inside the cabin. Nevertheless, at least we'll have a good understanding about the battery condition. Let's see. So let's drive the Mercedes. We are trying to emulate perfect condition where we don't use consumers. It's going to be a bit difficult because it's rainy today, so we'll have to use at least the wipers. What we have about 25, but probably if we'll manage to get in those conditions about 20, I would say the battery is in good condition. And what I also want to see, how the car, how the battery is going to be on a lower end when it's discharged, if it's still going to be balanced. That will definitely tell us that the battery it is in good condition. So let's head over to the M1 northbound to cover about 20 miles, hopefully on just electric drive. Two miles, still shows about 20, but we're using continuously the wipers, which is obviously is gonna affect the range. We also had the heater on initially, but let's see, try to probably only have 50-60 miles per hour. If you think about it, where we started from, what do you think? Was this an interesting repair? And so far the battery looks very good. We have covered so far 10 miles, still 11 miles range, which is in line with our expectation. More so we are using the fan because it's as you can see, it's very rainy, but what will be visible straight away if the battery would not be in good condition, the range will drop. So it doesn't, and then obviously the other thing will be the battery balance, which also, what rating do we have there?
0 millivolt, 10 millivolt.
Really, it's impressive. It's a very, very good condition.
When you take the load off, it's going straight to 0. See?
Very good condition. It's so rewarding thinking about it, that we've revived this car that in theory, if you were to be by Mercedes book, what was the repair for it?
A new battery.
A new battery.
8,000, 9,000 just for the battery and then the labor.
Yeah. So we fixed this car with £0 in parts, didn't we? Have we used anything?
Just the sealant.
The sealant and the coolant. We have covered 22 miles this journey, so the battery is to close to 0. Let's see the stats on a tool. So we've got, look at that, so balanced. What the state of charge at the moment? I can't see it. 19. So it looks very good. We did cover 21 miles. This should probably do in a good condition where we don't use heating and any other consumers, probably over 30. And what conclusion can we draw after this road test is that the battery is definitely in a good condition. So it was worth getting the charge because it's still a good battery. So it's not a battery to be scrapped. All good to go. Probably this is the biggest problem, that drivers of hybrid cars are not aware. When the car stays for a long time with the battery state of charge being low, they naturally get discharged, and if it get discharged past of a level, it won't be able to charge it. It won't allow the engine to start, and obviously from there it will only go down and down and down up to a point that it might not be recoverable. And in this situation, it was low, but it was below a minimum specification that a battery should be charged. However, it was not completely dead. We managed to recover it, and it's still in good condition. And the conclusion of this: never leave a hybrid car on storage if you know it's going to be left for months with a low state of charge on a high voltage battery. So try to have it more than half, so if it naturally discharge, it won't go past zero. So it's a very important aspect, because we've seen quite a few situations where the issues on the battery were purely because the battery went down. So, and then it is quite costly. Luckily, in this situation, we didn't have to replace the battery, but still was a bit of work involved in getting recovered. So, saying that, we're having the Mercedes running. What's the time now, Abby? 12 o'clock, 1 o'clock, no. So yeah, now is the time to get to the drawing board and see exactly what it took from a financial perspective to get this Mercedes right. And here we are to the stage of the drawing board. The Mercedes, it is done, it is operating, and I'm so excited that we managed to do this repair with zero cost on parts. It's so amazing, because it is a first, this type of job, that we managed to do it. The charging of the battery, it was a bit of an issue because it was lower than what it should be, but we gradually charged it and it was all good. But the bigger challenge was to clear the data. So just again to go over it. So what it is, whenever a certain, I wanted to put a glimpse of the data, how it's read and how it looks, the EEPROM data. So what it happens, I said, when an error it gets triggered, some sort of errors, they are written in a section of the memory which cannot be erased normally with a diagnostic machine by just clicking erase button. And what we had to do, we had to get another file from a working car and cross-reference the lines of the software, and then basically take a bit from one and put it around that. But it was a bit of a play around of judgment and try to understand what each line represents. But I guarantee it's so interesting. I wanted to have a glimpse of that. It wasn't possible on this occasion, but we'll do it next time. But I'm so excited we managed to do that, because it's quite a different level of normal I don't know, engineering, if you want, because obviously at the dealer, no way such procedure will be available. So we do have now procedure. We will be able to fix more Mercedes which with a situation like this, because if you put in perspective, the solution would have been another battery, and we managed to do without it. Exciting. Please leave me your comment, because I'm so excited, and I hope I provided an interesting video from a technical point of view, and hopefully a bit of entertainment. Why not? But what exactly did it cost to fix this Mercedes? We know we have, do we have any parts? No parts. So it was a bit interesting, comprehensive, because even the battery to be taken out and be safely charged, quite a comprehensive process, then put it back, clearing everything, and you've seen, so it was quite a lot. We have to dismantle another car anyway. So we put a cap on this process. How much? How much would you reckon? And then 2,000. Now 2,400. is it's definitely is not a low amount. I know that, but it was a lot of work. And then we managed to save the cost of any part, any battery, even second hand, it would cost, what did we find? £3,000, just the battery. And then obviously you don't know whether you buy a second-hand battery, the condition, and then whether you have any error codes. Don't even think about the new battery, which we know what it was, £10,000, £10,000. So if you put it in perspective, it is a saving. Also, one I want to highlight, as we said earlier when we are in the car, hybrid vehicles, they don't need to run low on battery if they sat for a long time, because ended up in situation. Now, the good thing is, obviously, from now we can repair those type of car. Hopefully, we also teach a bit of electronics and give a bit more understanding on how a hybrid works, or how the battery voltages works, and why you should try to have the battery recharge if it goes in storage. I hope, because this is what I want to provide every time, useful knowledge that makes you understand better the vehicles. And then, just to give you a glimpse of the reality in our workshop here in OGS Mechanics Hybrid and EV. So that being said, if you like the video, don't forget to give us a thumb up. It means a lot to us. Leave us a comment. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and also notification, so you are always notified when a new video comes, because we have every week interesting repairs translated in videos. I'll see you next time.